Okay. Says I'm live on Twitch, but it's not saying anything on YouTube yet. Assassin, you see us on Twitch?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see on YouTube.
Yep, YouTube just went live.
YouTube went live. All right. Excellent. Woohoo. All right. Let me mute the Skype call. We'll get the intro video going, and we'll get this podcast started.
Welcome to the Four Guys with Quarters show. With your hosts Inferno, Assassin, and CLoWnZ.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Four Guys with Quarters podcast, episode 81 for March 31st, 2016. I am back from my Aruba vacation, ready to talk some gaming. So let's get this going. We got some special guests this evening with us. We have the Gamers Know Best squad. We've got KGB and SheWolf. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming on.
I'm part of the KGB. That's awesome.
Right? Gamers Know Best squad. I mean, that's what... right?
GKB, not
GKB.
KGB.
Oh, what I said it wrong again? Oh, my God. I did this pre-show, too.
That's so
GKB. Sorry. God almighty.
all good, man. Super excited to be on the show. Real honor to be here, guys. I'm ready to talk some gaming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. I know you guys have been doing the podcast rounds. I'm happy that we made the cut. So ready to
Always.
so we're ready to get going here. Yeah. So these two, they're co-hosts on the Console Corner podcast. So you're gonna want to check that out on their YouTube channel, which is just search for Gamers Know Best and you'll find it.
Yep.
And can I start a Captain Zaz fan club, by the way?
Absolutely. I love Captain Zaz. I'll join that too.
Captain Zaz. Yeah, I watched one of your episodes. Captain Zaz. He's quite an interesting guy.
He
We'll
is
see.
Yeah,
very
he
interesting.
is.
Who
We know him personally,
Oh,
so
oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Who is the one with the puppet in his little avatar with like the...
Oh, that's Livewire. He's awesome. I love his intro to his YouTubes. It's hilarious.
You said
Oh,
that.
wait.
You said that at the beginning of the podcast. When you introduced him, you're like, the one with the best YouTube intro.
It is, man. It's just funny.
it's like paper cleaners that he made it out of.
Yeah,
That's unbelievable. I'll have to check that out.
for sure.
We have making his 81st straight appearance, ZPCI Assassin. What's up?
Hold on.
And we have my man, Italian Clowns. What's up?
Hola.
These guys held it down last week. They did a little duo show for episode 80.
Nice.
We'll never speak of that ever again.
Oh, apparently we're never talking about that again.
It was, Assassin did a lot of talking. I mean, SheWolf and GKB would be very proud of Assassin, I think, on that episode, Inferno, as well as you.
Heck yeah.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Very nice. All right, let's start this episode by announcing a very important partnership that we have become a part of. We are now the official podcast of Real Game Media. Check out Real Game Media. It's essentially going to be a no BS atmosphere for gamers to come chat. No like stupid console wars bullshit. You're not going to see like people, saying, oh, Xbox dips to like 23 frames and PlayStation is at 26 in this one section where you spin the right joystick around in 3 circles and then you take a jump. Like, you're not going to see that. This is real gaming stuff. It's going to be a really cool community. It already has a ton of followers on Twitter, and the site hasn't even launched. It's launched on May 1st. So go check them out at realgamemedia.com. We will now be their official podcast, and we'll probably pretty regularly have their founder on as our fourth guest, as our fourth man here on the show. So, yeah, check them out, realgamemedia.com. Also, they're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. I won't say those. Just look in the description for those, or if you're watching the show, you obviously see them on the video version. So go follow them. That would be amazing. They already have like 4,000 followers on Twitter, and they haven't even launched the site. That's really, really impressive.
It's gonna be huge.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really big. So we're glad to be their official podcast. And so being their official podcast, we're gonna have like more interviews now and more giveaways and stuff like that. And we'll also have a section in the show where the users on their forum will be able to pick a topic every single week. So you guys will be able to like vote if you become a part of Real Game Media, which you should. Speaking of which, we already do have a giveaway, right, Assassin?
Yep.
We're giving away, along with RGM, of course, Shadow Complex Remastered. Giving away a code for that. Just follow us, follow them, and retweet the tweet you see on the video version by April 8th in order to enter for an opportunity to win that awesome indie title. Have GKB or SheWolf, you guys have played Shadow Complex or no on the Xbox 360 even, or?
No, I missed that one.
No, I don't think I have.
You know what it's like? It's like it's a lot like Metroid. Have you guys played Metroid before?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
It's like a futuristic. Well, I mean Metroid, I guess is futuristic too, but it's like it's like set in like a real war, like electronic war zone. It's not like Metroid where you're like underground or fighting like mutants or anything. You're actually fighting like robots, and it's more realistic. I would say, but it also has a lot of cool weapons you unlock as you go along the way. You pick up like power orbs and stuff like that. Your health increases. It's a typical, like side-scrolling kind of Metroid style kind of game, but at the same time, it's got some pretty unique elements that you have to platform through. So it's a really cool game.
Sounds like right up my alley. So
Yeah, right. I got it for the 360. I played the hell out of it, but you probably wouldn't know that since I did it on my brother's account, like we were talking about pre-show.
Lies. Oh, lies, I tell you.
he played it for real. I swear.
Yeah, right. I did. I swear. I didn't just look on YouTube.
Proof.
People.
I want proof. I want videotape of you actually playing it. No.
Damn it. Can't get that. Everybody in the chat, welcome. Thank you guys for dropping by on YouTube, on Twitch. Thank you so much. Just put your comments or questions and stuff in the chat, and we'll try to get to them if they are relevant to what we're talking about or relevant to the week's news. Okay, so we already introduced our guests, but I want them to go ahead and tell us, a little bit how they got into gaming, how they knew each other, how they met and became a gaming power couple. So if one of you want to, take the stage and go ahead and explain that, that'd be amazing.
Oh, he can start with this one.
I'll kind of do the gaming stuff. I'll let her do the other cool story.
All right.
I've been gaming for a long time. I think my first console was like the Intellivision. Moved up through Nintendo, was a big Nintendo guy, NES, Super NES. Skipped the 64, went into the GameCube. Went into Xbox and been an Xbox fan ever since then. I've been on Xbox Live since pretty much its inception. Played a Mech Assault forever on that. Yeah, I love YouTube. I love watching gaming stuff. It felt like a good fit. The wife, SheWolf, she enjoys gaming, so hit it off, and here we are.
Yeah, okay, the actual whole story for that.
There you go, yeah.
Aspect,
The meaty stuff, yeah.
She'll do all that.
Yeah, well, okay, to start with how I got into gaming, when I was younger, I actually I did PC. My brother, I have two brothers. One's a PC, not PC, Sony person.
Yep.
Yeah, PlayStation. And he had all those systems. My other brother, he was an Xbox. So the two of them, would go back and forth. I actually started more on the PlayStation, though, with, Dance Dance Revolution and Kingdom Hearts and, I guess you can say the cuter games. I was kind of more of a tomboy than I was actually a gamer at the time.
Gotcha.
But then I got into PC gaming, which went into the whole, MMOs more than anything. So, that's actually how me and GKB met. I lived in Canada, so I was never really in the house. And we ended up playing this game called Aeon, which is kind of like World of Warcraft and Guild Wars.
Sounds really sexy.
Hey,
Totally.
it kind of was, because you're an angel. you were either a dark angel or you were a light angel. So, it was interesting. I was the healer of our guild, and he was the tank. And our guild leader turned around and put him and his brother to watch over me because depending where you went in the map, anyone could kill you. And if I died, pretty much our whole team would die. So he didn't really have much of a choice.
Ooh, this is getting good.
So when we ended up just talking, and there was some other personal things in between, like behind that I'm not going to get into because it's again a little more personal than that.
Of course.
But either way, we started talking, and it just one thing led to another, and then we joined on Facebook and actually saw each other and everything, and then we actually just agreed to meet one day, and we met at the Canadian border. I actually had my parents with me, which was kind of funny, but so
couldn't trust him too much. I mean, he's just a gamer, right?
Well, parents. Even though I was 20, so it's kind of funny, but he's 10 years older than me. And so we met, we got together, and then he kind of got me more or less into Xbox than anything, so...
Brought her to the dark side.
Pretty much. And then, it just led one thing to another. We got kids, we got married, and we've been together 28 now, so over 8 years.
Yeah.
Nice. So... have you guys been gaming more since you guys have become a couple, or less, or?
Oh my God, yes. We fight over who gets to play and everything else. It's nuts.
We buy 2 of everything. Well,
really?
Now it's kind of 4 of everything because our kids also Xbox players as
Wow.
well. So,
Xbox just came out in price for a limited time, $2.99. So.
No, we already got 4, so no, we don't have to.
Yeah, that's true.
Might get them Slims or whatever that's coming out.
Yeah, that will be.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
But we have 2 Elite controllers. We literally have 2 gaming setups. We buy everything too, and it works actually really well when we're playing say the Division and games like that. When you want to do co-op and you don't really have friends on, we have each other, so we can run through. We know each other's styles and what we both need to do, and we can communicate because we're literally side by side.
Right.
And so we fight about certain characters in games, and then we don't talk to her for a couple days.
Yeah.
Gaming. See, Assassin, this is why gaming chicks, you fight about games and real life stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Assassin.
Go
ahead,
there
Klaus.
is somebody, there's another YouTuber named Megastacks who plays a lot of Lego Batman, and I think Assassin should start watching those streams.
Is that some form of hint?
This is one of Assassin's little girlfriends he has going on.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense now.
So.
It doesn't work apparently though if you're separated. We've had friends that have told us it doesn't really work the same if you're not actually in the same house. So I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. It's funny because a lot of our friends and stuff their girlfriends don't really game and stuff like that, and they tell GKB how jealous they are all the time, and it gets funny.
Lady Foxfire in the chat says that's what I call a true love story.
Yeah.
She's
Definitely.
my twin. She's like my best friend. We were both born on the same day.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
No kidding. So J Street in the chat also says your wife plays games with you, you lucky dog.
I am pretty lucky. Pretty lucky.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes my wallet isn't very lucky, but
apparently not any time is it lucky because 4 of everything, 2 of everything. Jeez, 2 Elite controllers.
But hey, you gotta look at it this way. For instance, Christmas, he got the first Christmas we were together, he got a Black Ops limited edition with the RV car. I just got him a Quantum Break limited edition T-shirt for his birthday this year.
Wow.
So at least you'll get the stuff you want.
Well, that's a good thing, really. Is I don't really have to argue about getting video games. She's just yeah, go for it.
Right. Wow, amazing. I love it. I love the story. I think it's great. I think it
Thanks.
especially when you guys are on podcasts together. I've watched some of the other podcasts you guys have been on, and you guys are able to work off each other. in a
Right.
good way. You know what I mean? So it
The
brings,
chemistry's there.
Yeah, the chemistry is there. Yes, and it brings a good, like, and you guys aren't afraid to like argue about some things because it's gonna be all right in the end. So
Yeah, for sure.
That is true.
Assassin, any questions about this? You need any hints?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay, all right.
We could talk offline, Assassin. I got you covered, bro.
All right, well, let's get into the meat of gaming. Before we get to PS4K, we've talked about this other topic before on the show, but I wanted to get, your guys' opinion about it because, I don't know if you guys have talked about it on a prior show or whatnot, but PlayStation VR, what do you guys think of virtual reality in general, and then maybe about, like, PlayStation VR? Either you...
I've always said, like, when we heard about PlayStation VR or VR in general coming out, I always thought we were like a generation or two behind right now. I mean, I think it's good for the industry to get it out there in people's faces, and probably some point maybe this will catch on. It's kind of hard to tell right now. People are excited about it, but people are also excited about 3D TVs and everything else, and that kind of went away too. I'm really more excited, like, if I'm going to do like the virtual reality thing and all that kind of stuff, I want the full experience. I want to be like on Star Trek and like the holodeck there and just having a blast and that kind of thing. That's what I want eventually someday.
Absolutely. That's what we were thinking. We were talking, and CLoWnZ made a good point that virtual reality has been done before. Like, we already know what VR is. It's like, augmented reality is the future. Like the HoloLens, for instance. That's where everything's going. I mean, that's way too expensive right now. This is
Right.
more price appropriate for the masses. I think that's why it's kind of catching on. Like, even with like Samsung VR, they're giving that away for free if you get a new Samsung phone and stuff like that. So I think that's why it's catching on, because like the media is making it very trendy. It's not really like anything too special. I mean, it's been seen before. Like, we can go to, I don't know, like, you've gone to Disney and done like virtual reality. So
Exactly. I think AR is where it's at, man. Like, being able to see like your house and things changing and like the holograms everywhere. I think that's fantastic. It's more interactive for me. I'm not gonna like bump into anything, or like we just saw an image of a lady wearing VR and she like punched her TV and broke it. So there's that.
Well, with that, it also, you got kids and stuff that are going to be playing it. They're jumping around thinking things are real, smashing through glass. You get people drinking with it. I don't know. I just think there's too much, and there's way too many cords right now. I don't really think they thought all that through. Like, you got the headphones on, like your picture right there. You got the headphones on with the cords. You got the cords from the handle things, and you can't even see where you're going, but you got all these cords hanging on you. I don't know. I don't think they're there yet. And someone brought up the whole Google Cardboard thing, like that you're laying down and that gives you a headache alone.
Yeah, we tried that Google Cardboard.
Oh, yeah?
It was pretty cool. I got kind of
do it too long.
Yeah, you can't do it very long. I got kind of motion sickness, which was kind of weird because I'm in the Army and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Flown in helicopters, never got motion sickness at all. But that one kind of made me wheezy, so I was like, eh.
Really? Wow. See, I haven't tried I figured the Google VR would be like probably the best one, since it's like just like a piece of cardboard, right? In your own phone, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're trying the games though, like I was trying this weird zombie one, but you actually had to move with it. And
see, that's weird to
I
me.
literally had to
that.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally had to like come out to the living room, move everything, and I still ended up didn't know where I was when I took them off, and it really makes you distorted. It really does. But if you're just laying there watching a movie, that's one thing.
Yeah, I want to get your guys' opinion too, man, because I brought this up before on a couple other podcasts. Is like, how long could you really play in these VR headsets with? Because if I'm only playing like an hour on the Google Cardboard or whatever, and I kind of got sick. If you're playing because gamers, especially us hardcores, man, we go like 6-8 hours in a session, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're in like VR for that long, man, you're gonna come out of there. You're gonna be like really disoriented and not knowing where you are and falling down possibly, man. That kind of worries me.
Yeah. We kind of touched on this a little bit too. I remember Jay Street, he's one of our big followers on Twitch. He brought it up, and he brought it up again actually in chat. Now that I'm looking at chat, he's saying like, how long would you play on that thing? And then I kind of like researched into it as we were doing the show, and I noticed there was like a review for Oculus Rift on Kotaku, and they were saying that they did like a few 30-minute demos, like 4 or 5 or something 30-minute demos, and the guy like wanted to peck his eyes out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's. I'm not sure it's more. I'm not sure it's like, oh, we're in virtual reality too long. I think it's more of like what, SheWolf said. Like you have all these cords and shit hanging from you, and it's like more. It's really like cumbersome, or like you walk into something even though you try to clear the living room or whatever.
Exactly.
So like I'm not sure. Like for me, I was able to stand there at Best Buy and play Samsung VR like 30 minutes, no problem. It flew by, and I was totally okay and didn't feel queasy at all or anything. But like with this, what they're talking about, like moving around the room and stuff, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, I'm going to look like an idiot walking into the wall. I'm going to, like, bang the thing off the wall. I don't even know what I'm going to do, so.
It's true. I think the safer experience right now is, and I think, like, Oculus Rift, they added the controller, kind of sit down, like, move your head around, but, you're in the comfort of your, like, couch or chair or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But like the other systems too that are coming out with like the motion control hand things and everything like that, you're pretty much going to need like a dedicated room, which I don't have that kind of room.
Me neither. Definitely. Or if you have like pets, you're like walking around like kicking your dog, like Fido's going out the door, like
or tripping over them, man.
Yeah, right. Tripping over and banging your head.
Or if you have a dog like ours, and if you're moving too much, he thinks you're playing with him. So, and he's a big dog, like he's a big dog, and he thinks you're playing, and he'll like start jumping at you and stuff like that, and you don't know, you're not ready for it. You're gonna be knocked on your ass so hard.
Right.
Well, another thing too, I was thinking about is that a lot of people would enjoy some VR stuff, like for fitness videos, things like that. Especially like Richard Simmons. You go back to the '80s, watch some Richard Simmons and those things. People be having a blast.
Nice.
I don't know if I want like Richard Simmons that close to my face in VR.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
I've got to say, if there was a bet on whether or not Richard Simmons would ever come up on this podcast in its entirety of its existence, I would bet no, and I would have lost.
Oh, that's so funny.
Unbelievable. Hold on, let's get into the chat about this topic. People are going nuts.
Well, people are talking about the wearing glasses and stuff too, and how is it going to feel with wearing, like I see two of you guys, you wear glasses, you put this thing on, how is it going to like push against your head and stuff? Like there's a lot to it that they're not really explaining very well.
Yeah, and then like some of these things, like the Samsung setup in Best Buys around here. I'm in Boston, so there's a lot of like big Best Buys with big setups for like the VR and stuff, and it's like very easy to try out, but like not for Oculus, not for HTC Vive, maybe for PlayStation VR. I don't know. So like a lot of these things, like Oculus for sure, like it's not a try before you buy situation. Then you're gonna get it home and realize it doesn't work for you because you don't have a dedicated room, like GKB said, or.
I can see like GameStop maybe doing like the PlayStation VR, like little kiosk or something in there. That'd be kind of.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be cool. But I can definitely see something like you walk into the store, you're like browsing, like PlayStation 4 section, you're like looking up on the wall and all the cases or whatever, and all of a sudden like somebody with a little glow stick from the PlayStation VR like swings their arm and like smacks you in the side of the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know, but I would love to do it. I would love to. For this, I'd have to try before I buy. I'm not going to spend $400 or $500 for the bundle. I'm not going to spend that kind of money for something like this.
I mean, right now, I'm enjoying my gaming experience as is, man. I like the controller, I like being in front of my TV and comfortable and stuff. So, yeah, I'd have to try it. Zaz is saying he's going to pick it up, so maybe I'll go over his house and try it.
Nice. In the chat, we've got HP North 44 says VR/AR any fake reality is trash. Eyes, I love my eyes. I think there are a lot of people in that camp, even though it sounds like you're not even going to give it a try. And I encourage people to give everything a try, really. But
absolutely.
But I mean, there are a lot of people in that camp. Like they don't want to be put into a place where they don't feel like they can't control themselves.
Well, it's not even just that. Like, coming back to the glasses thing, a lot of people are wearing, like, these professional gaming glasses because they're staring at screens so long, their eyes start to hurt, you start to get headaches. And with any of these VRs, you're actually putting your screen on your face, so it's
Right.
even closer to your eyes.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
definitely.
Yeah, that's one I didn't even think about. Especially depending on how bright the screen is and everything too.
Yeah, you know it's probably going to be pretty bright.
Yeah, yeah. Assassin, any thoughts on this before we get off this VR topic?
I think if I ever invest in VR, I'm going to buy a big roll of bubble wrap. Bubble wrap.
Oh my god, my brother did that once, and he like rolled himself up in it, and then like felt like we had these stairs that were like really, really, really high. It was like I don't know, some building or something. They had big stairs, and he rolled himself all the way down just because he wanted to try it, and he saw it in some video.
That's unbelievable. That's
pretty funny.
unbelievable. Assassin, I could just imagine you just taping this bubble wrap all around your room.
Bubble wrap my dog, my cat.
Yeah, you got like 1 million animals too, and they're small. So, and you're like 6'4", so if you step on one of them, you're definitely gonna crush them.
Yep.
All right, back to the chat. DJ Sluader, I think that's supposed to be Slater, but it's spelled Sluader, says, I think some people who tried VR already says it fits well, even if you're wearing glasses. So he'll give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen on the Oculus Rift too, like it's got this little turn knob that adjusts, for your face and stuff. But I don't know, I worry if there's enough space in there. I mean, you got to if you wear glasses, you got to worry about that kind of stuff.
Right, of course. Garrett says he likes Assassin's haircut, first of all. Second of all, he personally thinks that it would be low brightness because it would be blocking out all of the outside light. But see, Garrett, the thing is that it wraps around your head like completely. Like from this picture, it's really hard to see that it wraps around your head, around your eyes. It's not just like a screen that's just floating in front. I can't really do it on the podcast. It's not just like floating in front of you like this. It's like actually a wrap around your head. Like it actually touches your face. So I don't think it necessarily has to be like low or high. I don't know. I don't know what the brightness has to be, but I think they could fool around with it. And, maybe, I don't even know if it's user changeable. I hope it would be.
So I got a question for everyone, and even in the chat too, is like, with the prices, been revealed for these devices and essentially peripherals, does everybody find that like an okay price to, pretty much dabble in? I mean, it's kind of an expensive investment, and who knows how long is this going to last?
Yeah, no. I'm not spending $400 on this. Like if it comes down to like $350, I mean even $50 off, I don't know. It's like a whole nother system, dude. Like I'd rather just wait and get the game experience. Like you said earlier, like you know what you enjoy. You enjoy your current gaming experience. So like I'd rather save my money, buy more games or, an Elite controller or something to enhance my current comfortable gaming experience than drop this kind of money on this. And then Oculus and HTC Vive and all that stuff is even more money. So I mean, if you want to get into it, this is probably like one of the cheaper options other than cardboard, which is for your phone, and same thing with Samsung VR. So
You were talking about the wraparound thing. What about it like for like the really hot places? Like we live in Florida, so if you got like really hot and start sweating, does that mean it would like drip down into the screen? I know it's a stupid question, but I just thought about it.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know if that's going to affect anything, though. I mean, if it's that hot, I probably wouldn't be doing it. Oh yeah, for sure.
Future King says he pre-ordered one, so we've got one pretty big supporter, I guess, of it in the podcast in the chat.
I'll wait for a post at Craigslist.
Did he pre-order the PlayStation VR or one of the other ones?
Oh, I thought he was talking about the VR. Maybe not.
Oh, okay.
I think he meant the VR. He says he pre-ordered one.
Rock and Roller said something in the YouTube chat. He said that I'd be scared that it burns my eyes, and I have to say that comment I agree with. Like, because what if you're playing with them for like a few hours, right? You take them off, you walk outside. You live in Florida. I live in Florida, so you know the sun's pretty bright out here.
Right.
You take them off. You try to drive somewhere with the sun shining in your eyes. Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I mean, even the disoriented feeling, like, it's got to mess with your equilibrium and stuff because it's kind of faking your brain and thinking you're moving around an environment that you're really not moving around in too. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of unknowns with this.
I don't know. Time will tell, I guess. I want to like see. I know it's hard to kind of watch video reviews or like get this experience without actually having it on, but I want to get the experience before I try it on. Like I want to know before
For sure.
I buy.
I'm with you.
I can't get into this before knowing how good it's gonna be or whatever. But I don't know. It's not for me in general. Like it's all right. It's cool every once in a while, but I'm not gonna sit there and play like a Call of Duty game for long gaming sessions like you referenced earlier. GKB.
That's kind of my thing too. Is like and a lot of people are saying this too. Is like it's nice for short bursts, and a lot of the reviews are the same way. They're kind of like, it's good for like 15, 30 minutes or so, and then it's kind of move on to the next thing. Well, do I want to spend $400 to $700 for something I'm only going to use every once in a while? I might wait for a generation or two before I go ahead and do that.
Right. Good comment in the chat by DJ Sluator says, the Twitch chat rather. Smartest thing to do would be wait until a lot of people try it out, like a very wide amount of people, different nationalities, different like ages and stuff. See if health problems happen. Like see if anyone reacts adversely to this, depending on their heart health or eye health or brain health or whatever. So wait for. I mean, reviewers are nice, but generally reviewers are of decent health if they're doing this stuff all the time. So.
Truthfully, when it comes to this, I really think that it's going to come down to you, your game style, and what you're going to want to do. I really don't think anybody else's opinions or anyone else's experience is going to be able to justify how it's going to be for you. So I agree with you when you said it's kind of one of those I'd rather try before I buy, because I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yep. Assassin, you still not gonna buy this because of the price or what?
I thought I was gonna buy it, but I'm just gonna hold off. I mean, $500. What they say is, people are saying is a lower quality VR, compared to Oculus and stuff. I'm not gonna spend $500 for a lower quality.
I agree.
Exactly. And then, we'll get into the PS4K and that the advantages of the VR that they're rumored and all that shit, but. The Oculus, I will tell you right now, the Oculus, I tried like the version 2 or whatever was at PAX last year. I don't think it was the final version. It was like version 2 or 3 or whatever it was at PAX. Some developers had it, and it was really cool. Like it blows, I mean, this is probably a stupid statement, but it blows the Samsung VR that I tried at Best Buy like out of the water. It's like very much more immersive and smooth. Like I feel like if you're playing VR and it's like 30 frames a second, it's going to suck.
That's a good possibility. I mean, you're moving around. You could probably see, more frame rate drops and stuff. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Like, not that I'm a huge, like, frame rate person necessarily for all game genres, but, like, for...
No, but it's very important for, like, VR.
Quickly. Yeah, for sure. It's got to feel real, and real life is...
Exactly.
...greater than 30 FPS, so...
I mean, you're paying for that immersive, like, you're in the environment thing. So any hitch or anything like that would definitely take you out of that immersion, so...
All right, any more about this VR before we go to 4K? Assassin, what do you think about the bundle? I know when we talked about this, the bundle wasn't even announced. What do you think about that $500 bundle for the two moves joysticks and the control and the camera included?
It should be bundled for $400.
It should be, yeah.
I mean, the headset, it should have came with one. I mean, look at Oculus, it has one.
Yep.
I mean, a game, are you going to spend like $60 or whatever on a game? It should come with one. Every system comes with one. Move sticks should have came with the move sticks. You can't use them. Well, I mean, the camera, whatever. You can't use it without a camera. It should have been in it.
Yep.
I agree.
And I don't really think the install base on the PlayStation camera is like really that big anyway. And it's so small. I would love to know how much it cost them to make that. There's no way they couldn't have included that. I mean, they already said they're going to make a profit off the VR, so.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I don't think a lot of people have the PlayStation camera either. Why they didn't include that, I guess it's just PR thing. They want to show like a smaller price than everyone else, but when it comes down to it, you're probably going to be paying around $560. So.
Right. All right, we shall move on then to PS4K. Is this actually going to happen? I can't believe this is going to happen. I'm of the, I used to play the original Nintendo, and I had like a Sega Genesis and PlayStation, the original PlayStation and N64 and all that. So like I'm used to these systems lasting for like 8-10 years, whatever. And now we're only 3 years into a console generation that already talking about an upgraded version of the PlayStation 4. Like, how could they do this to us?
Well, I guess I'll jump in here first.
Yeah, please. Go
for it.
Truthfully, really, they had slims. Like, when HDMI was, announced and stuff like that, they brought out the slims with the consoles with that. Like, has anyone actually truly taken apart, say, a PlayStation 3 Slim or Xbox Slim and compared it to the original Xbox and the original PS3? So they pretty much already do that, and I don't know if just people haven't really put two and two together for it, but they have already done it. So them releasing something like this is really not that big of a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. It's like a refresh, but this is like what we're talking about is like fully upgraded. Like it's almost like a brand new generation starting, essentially. I'm kind of on the mind that I really want this upgrading because I think it's just going to push gaming to that next level. We're going to be more on par with PC power and all that, and it's just going to push gaming into a better scenario for all of us, honestly. I hope they get a handle on how this is going to work, essentially. Like, what I don't want to happen is I buy a console, say the Xbox 2, a couple years later, it's like Xbox 3. Like, I don't want that. I want, like, let me buy the Xbox One, let me upgrade it halfway through the cycle so I get the best experience I can, and then for a couple more years, then get the next new Xbox or PlayStation. I think that's much better financially, and my brain likes that better.
You're right.
That's just my opinion on that.
Interesting. See, go ahead, Clowns. Go ahead.
I think they're just hitting the bandwagon because everybody's like, the media's starting to talk about 4K. Best Buy and all those big chains are trying to push their 4K TVs. And you know what? I bet you a lot of these console gamers are still running 720p, 1080p TVs. So I mean, really, what's the point? But they're going to go out and get it just because their friend has it. And not because they actually have a 4K TV or a 4K monitor. I just think it's a gimmick right now, at least at this point in time.
The people in the chat
that
say...
also goes along the lines, too. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No.
My thing seems to cut out, so I think there's nobody talking. I go to say something, and then all of a sudden someone just pops in, so I'm sorry.
It's all right, SheWolf. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, on that aspect, people want the next best thing, and that's with almost everything that you look at.
Definitely.
And we've talked about this before. If it's cars, phones, heck, even video games, just anything, you want the next best thing, and if you can afford it, you're going to, which, GameStop has where you can trade in systems for a certain amount, so you are getting money off. Whether or not if it's a great idea at this point, again, like what Clown says, if you don't have a 4K TV, you're not really getting the best experience out of this, but at the same time, everything's going to the new technology. So these consoles are going to have to go with the next technology that's coming out as well. And I do agree that this is where they're heading. And whether they do it now, I don't know if that's the smartest thing because everybody did just pretty much buy the PlayStation 4s and Xboxes, but it's bound to happen. It's just the way technology goes.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I agree with you. I think that, if there's a better version of it out there, people will go and get it.
Absolutely.
Like, if you've got an Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 3 and you had an established library and you were having fun on those systems, and then, the PlayStation 4 comes out and the library is like nothing, but you still trade in your PS3 to buy a PlayStation 4, like, you're doing that because it's the next greatest thing. You're not doing that because you want to have fun. Because you already get your fun games. You have your games you already enjoy, and now you're dumping them, for potential of more games to come out in the library. That's why, like, when a system comes out with, like, 3 games in the launch library, I'm just like, that's happened before in the past. I can't reference an exact system, but I know that there have been systems that have only come out with, like, 3 titles. I think the N64 was one, actually. There's only like
Probably.
4 or something, and people were flying to that like hotcakes and trading in and selling their old systems and whatnot. And it's like, okay, you just got rid of like your 30 or 40 game library on a system you really enjoyed for the next
Exactly.
greatest thing, and there's nothing there to play. Like you just have it. So
I think like the console like market is like the only market that really isn't doing the upgrade thing right now, and they're definitely moving in that direction. But what I worry about mostly is, say you're an Xbox One original guy, and the upgrade comes out, or even for the PS4 and the 4.5, is how does that game going to work between the two? Because essentially, the one with the better hardware is going to have a better experience, probably higher frame rate. How's that going to work in shooters and such? Because you'd be definitely at a disadvantage if they're 30 FPS higher than you are.
oh yeah, definitely. That's I think that is one of the. I think that's one of the biggest worries and the biggest downfalls of this like mid-generation like little upgrade, not like a whole new generation, because not only do you have like advantages for people with the better system playing the same game, but then like you have games where they're gonna have to hold it back because they have to make a similar experience on the worst version of the console.
Which
to
people
make it
already
work.
complain about that now, because look at Call of Duty is actually a really good one for that. They downgraded some of it just to be able to play on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, and everybody complained about it. Everybody said, "Why didn't you just keep it at Xbox One so we so we get the best what we deserve?" And yet, so they're already doing it, and people are already complaining. So if they do this now and do the exact same thing, they're going to get hit with the exact same problems.
Agreed.
Assassin, thoughts on this PS4K? I know you were a PlayStation 4 adopter right from the beginning, so
Worst decision I ever made. But anyways, they should just have a little like upgrade thing. I mean, we shouldn't spend so much money on to buy a 4K TV just to spend like $600 or $400, whatever, on another system, just because we spent $400 on the same system. I mean, it's a waste of money. Just give me the damn TV and give me a free PS4, and we'll be fine. If we buy a Sony TV, give me a Sony PS4.
oh yeah.
The only thing I like about I'm sorry, go clowns.
Oh, that's all right. I was just gonna say real quick. I could see Sony using this to bundle with their 4K TVs, to push their 4K TVs, like it may be a Best Buy special bundle or at Walmart or something.
That would be cool.
I could see that too. Like, I was thinking about that too. Is like I could see them coming out with a 4.5 to be able to push their VR experience, and get it on the level of like Oculus or Vive or something else like that too. It's going to be all in the messaging, and how is it going to work with early adopters and new people and like that. They got to tread carefully here.
I don't know if you saw the SheWolf, but Rock and Roller thinks you're right on with your analysis of this topic in the YouTube chat. So
He is one of our really good followers and supporters, and I'm really happy that all you guys are here watching us and supporting all these great guys and, watching their show and stuff. It's really great.
thank you. Yes, thanks so much for coming by. I mean, like when we have other podcasters on, some people will say to me, "Oh, why are you doing that? Like they're your competitors." And I don't view like these podcast competitors. We all need like different opinions. You know what I mean?
We're all
It's like,
gamers. We're all.
I see community, not competitors.
right, exactly. Alejandro Lopez in the YouTube chat says, "You don't need to buy the PS4K. It's not an obligation." And that actually was said in the Twitch chat, something similar as well. Let me find that. Oh, DJ Sluader said that as well. Good point.
Yeah, you don't need
people
to
can buy it if they
because-
want to, because it shouldn't be a big
Right.
problem. Yeah, of course. But people are gonna still do like if a lot of people adopt this PS4K and there are a lot of people out there that are like, oh well, this isn't good for the console market because like we're all alienated and we're just giving them more money. They're just gonna keep doing it because you're voting with their dollars. Like,
Well, that also comes back to you didn't have to buy an Xbox One or PlayStation 4. You were still getting the same games on your your Xbox 360 and your PlayStation 3. So you didn't have to buy one of those. You chose to buy one when it was released. So that kind of comes to the same thing. People are going to buy it again because they want the new tech, or they won't
want the
because
latest
they're
and
not
greatest.
ready. So it'll always be an option.
I'm totally cool with like upgrading and all that stuff, like I said, but I worry about segregating the player base on either system, because you don't want half the player base on the old and not being able to play, with the upgraded. You want them all to play together and all have a satisfying experience. That's what worries me about it.
Right.
I want upgradable only because when you get a custom console on either side, you don't want to have to get rid of it when the next generation comes out. You want to keep that pretty console that you spent that money on.
It's true. It's true. A lot of people modding cosmetically consoles is, I think, bigger now than ever. I actually retweeted, and controllers too, for that matter. And I know this one's probably going to use the same controller, but this is going to be like the first time probably ever.
Well, yeah, I
Other
think
than,
the
like, the Wii
Elite
U.
controller, I think they're pretty much, they have to keep that, or people will probably yell and...
I don't want to play with anything else.
Right? Yeah.
Because
No,
even
that's true.
PlayStation people use the Elite controller. GameStop
PC's
was
same.
selling it. Yeah, PC, they were all selling it with the Cronus Max and stuff, like GameStop, so that everybody could use it, and it's a big hit. So I'm pretty sure if Xbox got rid of their controller, I'm pretty sure people would freak.
And it's a great controller, not to mention it's one of the better
Yes.
controllers out there.
It
I'm
is.
getting used to like the PlayStation 4 controller. When I first held it, I thought it was crap, but other than the battery life, I think it's all right now. And the joystick quality is not really that good, but other than that, I think it's all right.
I don't have anything against the controller itself. It's just with my hands, and I just feel more comfortable on the Xbox controller. My thumbs kind of cramp up after long game periods, and like I said, most of us are hardcore. We play for long periods of time, and I just, after that, my hands are hurting, man.
Right. Assassin?
PS4 commercial, I say this, or PS4 commercial. Wow. PS4 is like the Burger King commercial with the guy with the small hands can't hold the Whopper.
If you get big hands, you're not holding that PS4 controller, am I right? Yep. Oh, man. So, yeah, PS4K, not sure if it's going to actually happen. Of course, it's just a rumor, but,
Yeah.
as GKB alluded to, it may segregate the player base. And the same thing with the brand new VR that's coming out. It's supposed to be rumored to run the VR even better than the current PlayStation 4. So, you're already, before a product even comes out, you're already alienating, you're buying your player base. You're already alienating them because this is supposed to come out before the VR, according to the rumors. So now you're going to have two systems that can run the same thing. One runs it better than the other. So, if there's any
exactly.
competitive games at all in VR, then you're alienating them. You're already segregating them into the haves and have-nots. So,
And it worries me too with like the whole, Sony came out and said, hey, there's 40 million, PlayStation VRs, ready to go. Like you have a PlayStation 4, you're good to go. But then they come out and say, this is a rumor, this isn't confirmed, but say this does come out. And so were they really saying you're ready or are you not? That kind of worries me as a consumer. If I had the original like PS4, I don't know if I want to get the VR at that point because I'm not going to have the best experience, especially if I'm really into VR,
Exactly. Clowns, what were you going to say, bro?
I was just gonna say, I mean, for the multiplayer stuff, they could always lock certain frame rates. Which
Yeah, but
was,
how much would that suck, though? You're buying the better console, and now it's going to be locked.
Yeah, but they would essentially have to do that while both systems are out on the market.
It's true.
I mean, just to keep it fair.
Yep.
And the only disadvantage I see is robot golf. If you hit the ball too fast, you get a hole in one or something, versus somebody else.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I would actually love to play some VR golf. I would love to see that happen.
How about robot golf?
Robot golf, sure.
Does
Yeah.
that-
let's
does
do
that
it.
count?
Yeah, that counts. I would love it. I don't know. I don't know if this is actually even going to happen. Apparently, it's been essentially confirmed by Eurogamer. Had an article saying it's pretty much confirmed. A bunch of people say it's pretty much confirmed. So, I guess we should just wait and see what it actually is going to have. But
Yeah, E3 is
I
going
was
to tell us everything.
I was gonna say I'll believe it when they actually show it.
right,
Because everybody talks about everything that's coming out. The games, we've heard about all these games that are confirmed to come out, but yet we still haven't seen any of these games. We still haven't seen this, we still haven't seen that. So until it's actually there and there is a full out release date, then I'll believe it.
we shall see. I'm sure we shall see. Rock and Roller in the YouTube chat says, "My hands are too big, it seems, for the DS4. If I play for long hours, it hurts a bit."
I agree.
Seems like it's the Assassin syndrome you've been talking about every time we reference the DS4, right, Assassin? Every time we talk about DualShock 4, he brings it up. And also related to the controller thing in the Twitch chat, the Future King says he has a Hori pad for his PS4 and he loves it. The layout is like an Xbox One controller. So, of course, there's like aftermarket stuff. And, what's that thing? I was gonna buy it. That like little USB dongle you can plug into the console. You can use like any controller on any system.
That's the Cronus Max that I was saying. Like I said, GameStop was selling that with the Elite controller.
That's crazy. That is really. I think that's a really cool idea. I don't know if I can trust that in my gaming sessions.
We have one.
Oh, really? Okay.
One, yeah.
Okay.
What you got to worry about with the Cronus Max is it's kind of like a Game Genie in a sense where you can have like rapid fire on weapons that don't really have weapon fire and help you aim and all this kind of stuff. So you got to watch that kind of stuff. You can definitely tell when people are doing that in game.
Right. Yeah, actually, I did catch a video of it on YouTube where somebody was using like one of the shotguns, like the Brecci or whatever it was on Black Ops 3, and he had like this weird rapid fire going on.
Yeah,
like, how the hell are you doing that? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like even if I had my controller, I'm just like pulling the trigger as fast as I can. I can't achieve that. So how are you doing that?
Exactly.
But
you also have to have for certain consoles and stuff, you have to have a controller that's plugged in. It can't be a wireless controller,
right?
Because you actually do have to program it.
Yeah.
So there is some little things, you have to make sure you actually read into before you actually buy it.
Right. All right, PS4K is a wrap. We're done with that. A few more shorter topics before we bounce out of here. We're pretty much on time for what I expected.
Cool.
More or less. Usually we like to keep it's like an hour and 15, but it's going to be a little longer than that this time. Right, Assess?
No worries.
Yep.
All right.
We're doing the world tour this week, so it's all good.
Yeah, I saw one of your podcasts you guys did was like over 2 hours. So
Yeah.
What a marathon that was.
Everyone
Jesus.
keeps saying that.
What a marathon.
World tour.
World tour, baby. Before we continue, let's remind people that our partnership with RGM, Real Gaming Media, has given us the opportunity to give away a copy of Shadow Complex Remastered for Xbox One. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, but for anyone who was rolling in and didn't catch that, we are giving away a copy of Shadow Complex Remastered for Xbox One. So if you want to get in on that giveaway, just go ahead and follow both our podcasts and follow at Real Game Media, and also retweet the tweet you see on the podcast right now. And you will be able to get into that giveaway. It ends on April 8th. So check it out. What next? Let's get into games with gold versus PlayStation Plus, because we're already talking about PlayStation.
Let's do it.
We do this usually monthly. We usually do the games with gold versus PlayStation Plus. Sometimes I wouldn't say it's even who wins. The records are even, but definitely there are definite winners on some months and definite losers on some months as well. So this month,
Absolutely.
we've got for Xbox One, we've got Wolf Among Us and Sunset Overdrive. And also with backwards compatibility, you get Dead Space and Saints Row 4. So that's the nice thing about the Xbox One with the backwards compatibility, right? So the games with gold now will work on the Xbox One. So you're essentially getting 4 games per month now.
That's fantastic.
So let's just talk about those games before we talk about the PlayStation Plus games. What do you guys think about those?
I'm talking about Sunset Overdrive because, so many people were going back and forth about this game, and I really, really think that it got under-promoted and it didn't get the hype that it should have, and I'm so glad that it's going to be free and everybody can try this game out, and maybe, just maybe, they'll actually push for a sequel.
Absolutely. Like Sunset Overdrive, like when I first played it, they gave like this, trial weekend or something, and I wasn't digging it at first. And I went back a few weeks later and actually picked up the game played through it, and I absolutely adore this game. It's so funny. The respawn animations when you die are hilarious. I just died over and over just to see them all. It's just a fantastic game, really underappreciated. But Dead Space is one of my all-time favorite survival horror games. That game is just so amazing.
Hopefully it holds up, though. Like, I remember it being really solid back when it came out, but that is one of the oldies, so I hope it holds up. And obviously I'm going to give it a go again. But like, I think some people with these 360 games, like, that was like a AAA title when that came out. So that's like an exceptional title for the Xbox 360. But since it's been so long, some of these younger people that haven't been exposed to it, they'll probably download and be like, oh, it's just like crap. Oh, this runs like crap. Done. You know what I mean? But it's an exceptional game. So,
well, there's the other side of that too, because like SheWolf brings up the point of, there's newer generations of gamers coming along all the time, and they necessarily haven't been playing games on the 360, and it gives them, like our kids, like a chance to play some of our favorite games that we loved when we were growing up and stuff too. So,
right, exactly. Very true. Very, very true. Assassin, thoughts about the Xbox collection? I know you're a big fan of Sunset Overdrive.
Yep, they're all great games. Unfortunately, I own 2 of them, but I mean, they're amazing games, and I finally get to play Dead Space for the first time.
Yeah. Such a great game.
I'm really excited about Wolf Amongst Us. That was a really great game, and I was able to just take that game back to Walmart and get my $20 back since it's going to be free. And I never opened it, and I was sitting there forever.
Nice.
So I got money for Doom thanks to that.
That's awesome.
Ooh, that beta started today.
Oh, we will be talking about that. That is in the lineup.
Nice.
And I gotta say, Sunset Overdrive. I mean, I'm surprised that went free before Dead Rising 3. I'm really surprised because Sunset Overdrive is a great game.
First quote unquote AAA title to hit Games of Gold. So everyone was calling for a AAA, and now it's like, oh wow.
I am a little disappointed though with Xbox because they put Wolf Among Us on the sale, their spring sale, and then they're giving it to us free. I wish they would have actually put a little bit of better spring sale games than giving us games that they were going to give us free. Like, I think that's just kind of a little bit of a ripoff of the people who actually thought that was a great deal and bought it, and then now it's kind of like, I just think that was a little, that was a little wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree. I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree. Like, if I buy a game and then it goes free, I'm gonna be rip shit. Like,
yeah, for sure.
And it's not like these games were it's not like they put out the spring sale and then it's like, oh well, let's throw that in for free. They knew this was gonna be free.
Yeah,
do you think
someone? I think it was Tim Dog said that you actually they actually have to plan this like far in advance because they have to get the permission and everything else like that. So they do know. So
yeah. What were we gonna say?
I was just gonna say that similar to that. I was just gonna say, doesn't Telltale have to like get in on that or whatever when they give it away for free?
Yeah, I mean, I would guess they do. Yeah, of course. Hopefully, like, I don't know if this maybe a Telltale thing? Like, Telltale wanted it to be in the spring sale, not necessarily Xbox. I don't know. Of course, Xbox is gonna want the game to be in the spring sale, but like, Telltale wanted to get the last chance money before they knew it went free. Is that where you're maybe suggesting, Clowns, or?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And not only that, but not that long ago, the Microsoft Store Online, to clear their inventory, sold Wolf Amongst Us for, I think, like $5, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, it's just, they're just clearing stuff out. Telltale is trying to probably get their money before it goes free.
Yeah, that could be a business decision. I could see that. They want to get that last little bit of money. Sure.
Which I understand, but like literally almost a week and a half between, I know. Like, that's, I don't know.
No, I agree.
That's
I agree.
That's sleazy. I agree. Let's see, in the chat, Rock and Roller says they did the same thing with the Tomb Raider reboot. Bought that 2 weeks before it became free. Oh, wow.
Sorry about that, Rock.
Brutal. What else we got in the chat? People making fun of the PS Plus games. We'll get to that in a second. J Street says, if you haven't played Sunset and you own an Xbox One, you need to slap yourself. Then thank Microsoft for making it free.
Yeah,
I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked that it's free. Like that's one of the really great AAA unique titles to Xbox, and they're making it free. I'm really shocked.
I am too. Like we had podcasts before, and people in the comment section were like, "Oh, Sunset," and we're like, "Yeah," but we're like, "Man, I don't know if they'll give that one away for free." And sure enough, they did.
Yeah. I expected Rise Son of Rome before anything. Like,
That's another great game.
Even before Dead Rising, I expected that one. I've been asking for that one for months.
Yeah.
You know, this is what gets me. When I went to Walmart to take back The Wolf Amongst Us, I was looking to see what the games are worth, some of the older stuff. Dead Rising 3 is still $39, the Apocalypse Edition.
That's crazy.
Like really?
Yeah.
Thank God for Toys R Us's flash sale for $15 on that game.
Yeah, right? Jesus.
That's a lot of places though. Like even like a GameStop, they sell used ones for like almost $30 depending on the game. Like what is it? Alice Madness Returns is still $26.
I saw that because I went there today. They're doing a buy two get one free of lesser value on the used 360 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Wow. Jeez. And then I feel bad like asking for these games for free. Like I feel bad coming on the podcast being like, "Where's Rise Son of Rome?" It's a luxury that we even get them for free, and then
That's true.
and then I complain about it. I do feel bad after complaining about it, but
Well,
this
I'm
one, go ahead, Close.
I'm not going to complain because I think Capcom is doing a what do you call that? Money grab, cash grab, whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
With all the Resident
mean-
Evils.
Yeah, I mean, like they're really what have they put out? Except like remastered editions of everything, including Mega Man.
Mega Man, even yeah, no kidding. Street Fighter V, and how did that go? Not too well.
Not too well.
Oh man! And about the PlayStation Plus games. Now let's get to the chat before we say what the games are, because DJ Slater says that it makes a good point that PlayStation Plus isn't as quality as it used to be. Like PlayStation Plus used to be able to play your games for free on PlayStation, right? Everyone's like, "Oh, you have to pay Xbox Live, and we get it for free on PlayStation." That was a valid point for some people, and they made some valid points. So PlayStation Plus was like the luxury version of it. Like you paid it; it was optional. You got the benefits, but now that you need it for online, has Sony kind of been slacking a little bit with some of these offerings? You think?
I don't know if they're really slacking, but I mean, they're the market leader right now, and really, what do they have to do? They don't really have to do anything. Like,
Right.
they don't need to give you anything. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, they're slacking and you're paying, but I mean, they're still giving you games. Yeah, they might be not as quality as Xbox right now, but like we said earlier, it kind of goes back and forth. Maybe Xbox will be good for a couple months, and then PlayStation will throw out a good month. It's just one of those things.
For sure, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's not even close. The PlayStation Plus games are just really, really good. Like a lot of people didn't like that Gauntlet game for PlayStation. That game's really good. Like that game is very good. And then PlayStation.
Oh, I love Gauntlet.
Right? Yeah. So that was a really good PlayStation Plus game. Or like Styx, Master of Shadows, or whatever.
Oh, Styx is a good game too.
Like the PlayStation had that months before Xbox did, and that was an excellent game. Mm-hmm. I think that was an underrated game. Rocket League, that was free on PlayStation with PlayStation Plus. So some months it's not even close the other way too. But this month, I mean, if you're saying PlayStation Plus, HP North in the YouTube chat says that IGN said it was a landslide for PlayStation Plus.
For this month?
Yeah, well, I guess that's what he says. Let me go up and read the exact. IGN said in the PlayStation Plus games reveal that games with gold. Oh no, sorry, I read it wrong. Sorry, my bad. My bad, HP North. I read that completely wrong. Yeah, apparently he said games with gold is a better deal this month. Yeah, I was going to say, if you think PlayStation Plus is a better deal, something's a little wrong with you this month for sure.
They're reading
Though
the wrong
they
month
do
or
have
something.
Zombie, though. We actually considered buying that on Xbox.
You
I
play
played
it?
it on the Wii.
Oh, yeah?
Wii U, it's a decent game. Like, is it comparable to what Xbox Games with Golds has right now? Probably not, but I think it's a solid game for sure.
Assassin, you played Zombie, didn't you? Or
Yeah, I have it installed. I mean, it's all right. I mean, my expectations are were very low for the game. So
Assassin loved it, dude.
Yeah, you know what? I think you did love it. I think you're coming on here
No.
trying to be like, oh, ain't no thing. Like, it was all right, I guess. And of course, you love like any zombie game that comes across the corner, around the corner.
not true. I didn't like Dead Rising 1 or 2.
Oh wow, man, I love Dead Rising 1.
I don't know how you didn't like Dead Rising 2.
Dead Rising 2 is
It's
really
good.
too.
Others.
So you didn't like Zombie. Did it have anything to do with that it was a Wii U game before it came to Xbox?
No, when the Wii U was first announced, that game right there was going to be the main reason why I got it. And I read the review that it flopped and not happening.
Right. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, so what do we think about Zombie and does anyone know what Dead Star is?
No,
I
I do
have
not.
no idea what that is. I feel bad for not researching it, but I have no idea what that is.
Nope.
Assassin, do you know what that is?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Sometimes, Xbox releases, like, on their games of gold, they'll release, like, Volgar the Viking or, like, some weird game that... Zeros, thank you, yep. That no one knows anything about. That's just an absolute dud.
Well, you gotta say though, for Zeros, for an independent game, like it looks really well. The graphics are done well, but I just wish it wasn't couch co-op.
Yep.
Everybody's going for that couch co-op. Last year at PAX when I was there, I was talking to a bunch of the developers, and they're like, I'm like, is there online co-op? They're like, no, it's couch co-op only. And I'm like, are you serious?
Oh wow.
Yep.
A lot. Like, I'm telling you, I had like 20 interviews last year at PAX for our show, and I would say like 15 of them said that it was couch co-op only. Like,
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Klaus.
I was gonna say they're gonna have to start thinking differently, especially with VR coming out. Imagine couch co-op with like PSVR next to each other.
Oh man.
2 PSVRs and.
Are we still talking about Dead Star?
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
It's an arcade shooter.
I've never heard of it. Have you played it?
No. But it's an arcade shooter, is what it is.
Okay. Sometimes those can be really good.
It's pretty much like you're in space with a spaceship, and I guess you're just shooting things.
Those were the craze back in the day on like the Atari Jaguar and like
Dreamcast had a lot of them too.
Dreamcast. Yep. Let's go to the chat really quick. Tim R in the YouTube chat says.
Okay, so
oh, sorry. Go ahead. She lagged.
I was just gonna say here's an exact. It says Dead Star is a twin stick shooter built around a deep multiplayer experience. Fight and salvage your way through the online battlefield, entering loot and gaining levels to the future to customize your experience.
Interesting.
Ooh, I love me some loot. I mean, I'm gonna download it. Who am I kidding? Like,
It's free. Why not? Right?
Yeah, I mean, like Rock and Roller in the YouTube chat says "Dear God" as well. Like, I downloaded that and played it, even though that was trash. Like, so.
I didn't get that one. No.
Oh no! Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
no,
game was
You're lucky.
horrible.
That
That's
game
what everybody
is so
says.
bad. Oh man. Also, Tim R in the YouTube chat says was expecting a rise of Forza 5 first. Yeah, so like Forza 5, did that not come because there's been Forza 6 and Forza Horizon 2 since then, or you think that's why that didn't come out, because that was a big game too?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, even still, like Forza 6 and Forza Horizon 2 comes out, you would think at that point, why not give that away for free? Honestly,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Have these other ones, so yeah, I don't know.
And the community on there, like the multiplayer community, is still pretty good.
Oh yeah,
So you'll be able to find some games like.
there's some great drivers in there.
Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, let's take a vote. So I will vote Games with Gold, obviously, this month. Assassin.
PS Plus. Just kidding. Games Plus.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was gonna do the same thing.
All right, so you two, obviously, Games with Gold, Clowns.
Absolutely.
Yeah, games with gold on this one.
It's a clean sweep this month. We've been splitting the past few times, actually.
That's good. That means both sides are doing pretty well on the games with the gold and stuff.
Yeah, when they came out with Gauntlet, man, I was like, screw you. They're like, PlayStation Plus wins. Like, don't give me anything. Like, Gauntlet is a good game. When they gave away sticks, I was like, damn it. Like, I'm gonna have to go to PlayStation Plus, even though I don't play a lot of PlayStation. I'm gonna have to download that.
You know what I would really like to see is some of the Sega vintage stuff, like go free, like the backwards compatibility, like Streets of Rage or something.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, man.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I'm with you there.
That's an interesting point. Do you think that any of the established backwards compatibility games will ever go games of gold, like the ones that are already announced? Like I know they did that with Borderlands last month. But was that technically announced before the announcement of?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Remember. Like, I mean, technically they could do whatever they want, really, right? I mean,
well, it's true. It's true. But yeah, like it's nice that they announce Games of Gold and they give us two. Oh, I lost somebody in the call.
Oh, I think we lost GKB.
Oh, we'll get him back. Is he back?
Yep.
GKB, you back, bro?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Right,
I was like,
back.
whoa.
He's back. All right. So yeah, it's nice that like they announce Games of Gold and then you're automatically getting like 2 more Xbox 360 backwards compatibility games. You know, like it's nice to see like 2 more added like every month that you can always count on. They're gonna be new. So I hope they don't do it so that they have like already announced games. So if they were like, oh well, this month you're getting Pac-Man DX, it's like, oh well, that was already announced. Thanks a lot. Like.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Great.
I like to be the surprise, like, oh man, that's on backwards combat. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. J Street says, "Do I have to vote really about the Games of Gold versus PlayStation Plus?" No, you do not have to vote, but you can if you want. I know what your vote is. Oh man. All right, so that's Games of Gold versus PlayStation Plus. What should we go to next? Let's just announce the Doom closed beta thing. That starts tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you bought Wolfenstein, The New Order, you got a code for it. Or if you bought Wolfenstein, or is it pre-ordered or bought? I think it was bought. If you bought Wolfenstein,
yeah, it was inside.
It was
the
at a
box.
certain time.
for the downloadable one for the New Order. I think if you bought it before like the March 24th of 2014 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, but everyone should actually keep an eye out because we didn't buy that game and somehow I managed to get into the alpha.
Really? There's a story with SheWolf here because she's on some list or something, man, because she doesn't apply for alphas or betas or anything like that, but she instantly gets them every single time they come out. Like, just sent to her. Here you go. Try this out.
Are you serious?
I don't even play PlayStation, and I got like Paragon and all of those.
No.
Hitman. I had codes for all of them, and I don't even play PlayStation.
Yep. She's on some list somewhere, man.
Jeez, somebody using your email to sign up for these or what?
Hey, I don't mind. Like, I got into the limited invite only gigantic beta before it actually became open somehow, and I was like, okay. Yeah. But somehow I got into the Doom. It works for GKB because we do the share thing between our 2 consoles, so he gets the beta as well. He doesn't have to have the code for it, but
sometimes that doesn't work. But I think in this case it will. Assassin, right? That didn't work for you one time, right? With one of the betas?
I think one game didn't work for us too.
I'm not too sure.
Was it The Division? No, it wasn't The Division.
No, I think it was actually Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six?
Was the one, because I think we both needed
because that was like a
code
countdown or something like that.
Yeah.
But nevertheless,
either way, just watch for websites or even possibly check their website. Because I want to say I signed up for Doom itself because I was looking for how to get into the alpha to begin with. And I'm pretty sure I came across some site that ended up getting me into the alpha. So just for anyone out there, I would possibly check into Doom websites just in case.
Also, I heard GameStop is also
Yes.
an EB Games giving away codes just walking in, I think.
Yes, that is true. That is true. They announced that they're gonna. So just walk in this weekend into
get your
GameStop.
code.
Yep, get yourself a code. They want this to be
we'll
a big
have
thing.
to do
So.
that. Our GameStop loves me.
Really?
They do.
Nice. Yeah. So if you haven't gotten that Doom beta yet, find a way to do it because from what I heard from friends, the Doom Alpha was very good.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
even this
It's
one, like
fantastic.
I already signed on, and they actually redid the whole UI from the alpha. Like it is completely different.
Yep.
You actually get to customize your character. There's like paint and there's patterns. Your guns you get to customize. Like it's actually a lot more in depth.
I agree. It was a lot of fun.
See, I wasn't in the alpha, so I can't make the comparisons, but
Uh,
I wish I was in the alpha. I'm excited to get on the beta though.
it's
I did get
fantastic,
to
man. I don't know if you're into like really fast shooters, but this one's like really fast.
Oh no, I was into like Quake 3 back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, it's much like that. Then you'll be right on. Then, super fast. Like this whole like you can transform into the demon thing. It's super OP, man. But tons of fun. You just dropping like missiles everywhere and just having a blast playing that thing.
Nice.
Also, this time they're gonna actually allow you to have parties. There's like a 6. I think it's like you can have 6 people from your friends, if they have it, of course, can
Yeah.
get into the party.
Yeah.
They didn't have that in the alpha. You couldn't play.
No, you had
Nah.
to play by yourself.
Oh, lame.
Yeah.
They
sure.
literally, that's what I mean by it's so different. The alpha literally was like one map and there was one screen. You clicked on it and it loaded you into this map and you played the game. Like that was it.
Still a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
It-
the assassination animations are fantastic. They're so gratifying.
I'm dying to get on it, man. Can't wait. And the nice thing is you're gonna be able to stream it. I guess if you look on their FAQs on their site, they say you can share
Yeah.
the content. So
No NDAs.
that is very, very solid. Even though it's a closed beta, like why even have it closed?
Yeah, right.
Are they gonna do like a Black Ops here and just open it like halfway through the weekend? Be like, all right, open now, hooray!
Everybody come play. Yeah.
Well, I think they make it closed just for, to test the servers, I think is more along the lines of what the closed is for, because the beta, anybody can get in it, and then they get overpacked. Like,
Right.
like which game was it? Actually, the Division. They
Division,
got
yep.
overpacked because they had like the biggest, they had the biggest beta in history.
Yeah.
So, like the queue was up to like what was it? One time it was 4,000. I was stuck in a queue.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep. So closed beta, it's coming. Assassin, you gonna be on there?
Yep. Gonna be killing a bunch of people and snapping their necks.
Clowns?
Yep. Actually, remember I just bought Doom, so I got to get used to it now.
It's true. Go. Doom, it's coming tonight, 10 p.m. until Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, of course.
Let's shoot some people in the face.
Let's do those assassinations, boy. All right. Let's quickly do a couple more of these topics, and then we'll skedaddle out of here. Before we do that, let's mention another time that we have partnered with RGM, Real Game Media. We are now their official podcast, so definitely hit up their social media network accounts and hit up their website, realgamemedia.com, and check out what they're all about. I don't know if they're taking any more staff, but they've got a pretty big staff of like writers and streamers. They're going to have like constant streaming going on. They're going to have a bunch of reviews up on their site, and they're going to have a forum and stuff as well. Real no BS kind of area to talk about games. No console war bullshit or any unsubstantiated crap. It's all like real stuff. So it's a really cool thing they're starting up. It's got some support from really big developers and really big game personalities. So starting up on May 1st. So check out those social networks and stuff. They're doing a bunch of giveaways, and we're doing a giveaway of Shadow Conflicts as well with their help. So check them out. All right, let's get to something you guys know a lot about that we don't know about. Dark Souls 3 is now out.
Ooh.
So I know Assassin just smirked nice and wide because Assassin is a huge
I love the
Dark Souls fan, but doesn't have the game yet. So
Oh.
is there anything that you can say, you guys, I know you guys both have it. Is there anything you two can say to Assassin to really make him go out and spend his money that makes this game way better than the past entries?
Yeah, I've played the other ones and I wasn't a big fan of them because of the slow pace. And this one's like super fast. It's so challenging. I played Bloodborne. I think this is better than Bloodborne. Graphics are amazing. Yeah, like I wasn't a big Dark Souls fan, so going into this, I was kind of like a noob and everything. But pretty early on, this huge dragon just comes down and just poops on my face, and
I watched it. It was so funny.
it was fantastic.
This is what's gonna get you to go out there and spend that 60 assassin. Dragons will poop on your face, bro.
And it's like right at the beginning too. It's not even like that far in where he got either.
Oh, yeah, the game mechanics are, and I'm playing the 1.0. I don't even have the day one patch yet, so the mechanics are really tight. Everything feels great. The performance is fantastic, even though I don't have the day one patch as well. Like, I don't even notice any frame rate drops or anything like that. I'm super stoked, man.
Assassin, any rebuttal to this?
Jealous.
Well, the game actually releases, April 12th. It actually releases worldwide.
Right.
I'm going to take credit for this because of the fact it took me forever to get it, but going through the whole Japanese store, yada, 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 I ended up managing to get it, and it is a great game. Everyone said, just be prepared. It's not the complete game. Like GKB said, it's not, the day one patch and stuff, but truly you don't notice it. Me and him have two completely kind of different game styles. If you really think about it, I don't like dying constantly, and that's
how do you play? How do you play Dark Souls then? Like,
yeah, I'm still technically on like the first big boss, because no matter what you do, like you have to jump, hit, jump, hit, and I do that, but then I die, and then I come back, and then his whole strategy changes where you have to like jump and then hit, jump, and oh my god, I stopped playing. I just couldn't do it. I hate dying so much. But if you like hard and you like the dark and the gloomy, because this game is gorgeous for what it is. You look into the sky, you look far into the distance, and it is an amazing looking game. You do see all these fine details that you really don't think you would. But it is that dark and gloomy. It is in that whole medieval kind of time with knights and ghosts and, all that kind of stuff. And it is an amazing game, but it all goes on your game style. If you are okay with dying a lot and hard games, then this is the game for you. If you're going to pretty much die a couple times and throw your controller, then don't buy it.
For sure. How much fun I'm having with the game is I've played 4 different types of characters. Like I would build a character, pretty much go 4 hours plus into the game, and then just restart the character again because I was just having so much fun and just want to try everything. I'm enjoying it immensely.
So I was wondering, I'm like, why did they release it in Japan early? Like, I write available now as if it's available everywhere, and I realized that it's not available everywhere, but for all intents and purposes, people are watching streams, people are watching this, like, reviews are out, you can read reviews about it and stuff. So, like, for all intents and purposes, it is out. We just can't get our hands on it over here in the U.S., and you guys have found a way to do that. And I'm trying to think, like, why would they release this in Japan before in the U.S.? And I totally forget with this game, like, that it's a Japanese publisher, right?
Yeah, From Software, yeah.
Yeah, Bandai Namco Entertainment, From Software. Like, I keep forgetting that it's, like, a Japanese game. It doesn't, like, seem like a Japanese game to me,
Yeah.
Which, I think is funny, because for anyone who bought it using the IGN actually posted how to do it. A whole bunch of other people posted how to do it. Microsoft, everyone says, okay, before I jump too far ahead of myself, everyone said that Microsoft was trying to stop this, that it wasn't supposed to happen. I think it was. I think it slipped for a reason, because them doing this, we actually paid like $71 for this game.
Whoa.
Instead of, yeah, because you have to buy yen. You actually have to like
convert the currency or whatever.
Yeah, you can't just buy the game with your card or anything like that. You actually have to buy the yen. So Microsoft actually made a lot of money off of people who decided to try to go for this. And of course,
so
people it was, but for people who, you'll have people out there that's going to try this trick just to try it. It doesn't matter the game. They did it just to see if they could do it. Yeah. So it was definitely interesting.
Oh, we've done some similar kind of stuff to get into betas or like demos and whatnot. Assassin, what was it like the Australian trick for
Star Wars Battlefront.
the Battlefront beta? Like it was available on that day, but like obviously it wasn't like Eastern time. It was whenever the day started for your particular area. So Australia is the first, so we had to switch our region to Australia on the Xbox.
That was
site.
the same with Call of Duty. We did that with the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 beta. We switched to one of the other regions because it was released early.
Nice. See, yeah, exactly. So for those things, like when you're not paying, like I feel like it's pretty cool, but you guys had to pay a lot more, so not so cool. But you do get to play the game a couple weeks early, so 3
Totally
weeks
worth it.
actually. So
Worth it.
and then you got like Digital Foundry, which I'm not 100% against, but I'm mostly against that kind of thing that comparing the frame rates and the resolutions and stuff and trying to create a console war that doesn't have to exist.
Well, I
I
mean,
agree.
their technology is so up to date with MS Paint. I mean,
My whole thing when everyone talks about Digital Foundry is what the devs use to create this gorgeous looking games that they do is not the same technology that Digital Foundry is going to use. I've had people tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, that I'm stupid and whatever. But you know what? In all, if you actually go and read, like Italian Clown says, they actually come out and say they count pixels and they use Microsoft Paint or whatever. That's not what the devs are using. The devs are
Right.
not using that technology.
They're not using
And
MS Paint. Oh man!
well, I mean,
you didn't know
maybe back in Nintendo days when they were doing 8-bit Mega Man and stuff. So
sure.
maybe you count that, but
Damn it,
Exactly.
bro.
But, and people want to sit there and they even stated that, oh, hey, some of these games or, for instance, I don't want to bring up the whole Quantum Break thing, but Quantum Break is, hits 720p, but only at some point in times. And Digital Foundry even said, hey, we don't actually know. These are just the points that we can hit at this point in time. So,
Well, my problem with
But-
that whole thing is if you don't know, don't say anything. Like
No,
unless you
it's just
have
it's
facts.
clickbait, dude. It's just clickbait. That's it. Which is, I 100% agree with you. Like, you don't have the facts. Like, why are you coming out and creating like a war that doesn't need to exist? Like, why are
Exactly.
you doing that?
I think they're the worst part of this whole generation, honestly, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really down on Digital Foundry. I get what they do. They're all about tech analysis and stuff, but their tech analysis really is only frame rate and resolution. And then they go into some other details that they have to blow up 300% to even see. You're not going to see that playing the game. Like, come on, let's be honest here.
Right, exactly. Tim R in the YouTube chat on this topic says, "How I judge games is watching the gameplay, and Quantum Break is a beast." So,
I agree.
and I think Jay Williams in the YouTube chat, shout out to him for awesome graphic design he does for a bunch of other podcasts, and he's done and inspired some of the stuff we've done too. He says, "I found
amazing work."
He goes, "I found the best reviewer, my two eyes." So I mean,
Absolutely.
it's true. Like
your two
why would you
eyes
like-
and your brain, man. Like,
yeah. Yep. So, and then they're analyzing this game that, as you said, doesn't even have the day one patch yet, and they're analyzing it. So, how fair is that, really?
exactly.
It's not, and then these devs are all worried about bringing out their games on time because they're like, oh my god, am I going to get hit for this, and am I going to be racked down for this? They don't want their game to release or even 2 weeks before the game releases and hear all this bad stuff about all this hard work and dedication that they put into these games.
Well, that's why you're seeing super strict embargoes and stuff now where you can't like release stuff now until almost the day after the game releases. Like, come on.
Right.
Well, look at Division. Even people didn't even get review
Review
copies.
copies.
They
Yeah.
were not
Yeah.
allowed to access any of it until like the day before the game was released.
Yep. So people, all this like tech analysis that puts stuff into like scientific data is like scaring some people away for sure.
Absolutely.
And it's it's stuff a lot of people can't even perceive. Like, can I tell the difference between 60 and 30 FPS? Absolutely. Like, I would take a test for my life on that. But, like 900p versus 1080p, like, I'm not going to sit in front of the TV and tell you what the difference is. It's
But does
probably
that
not
make it
gonna-
a bad game? Like, because of
Right.
the resolution? Like,
Right,
no.
exactly.
It's still the same game, man.
Right.
And like you said previously, majority of people, I don't know if it was you or clowns, but some people are probably still sitting there with 720p TV, so what the heck do you care anyways?
Right. Which is like going back to that 4K thing. Like, I know Future King said in our chat that he had a 4K TV, and I know my brother does, but I don't know a lot of people with 4K TVs. So
I don't either.
Who knows? Anyway, back to Dark Souls. Assassin, you excited? You gonna try to scrounge up some money to get some Dark Souls, or what?
I'm gonna try, but I might have to wait.
So, since you guys have played Dark Souls 3, and I can't remember if it was SheWolf or you, GKB, who said this, but one of you played Bloodborne. So, which one's better? Dark Souls or Bloodborne?
We both actually played Bloodborne.
Okay.
For me, it's Dark Souls all day, every day.
See, I like the werewolves and stuff in Bloodborne.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I think the mechanics and everything that Dark Souls 3 brings is much better in Bloodborne. I like both worlds because I'm totally into, like the knights and all that kind of thing. But I'm also into that cool, like, vampires and werewolves and all that kind of stuff too. Both worlds are fantastic. I guess it just comes down to what you're into, but I think mechanically Dark Souls just plays so much better.
Assassin, you agree, right? Dark Souls is your thing.
Yeah, Bloodborne was way too easy.
Yeah, I agree.
The cheeky chimp in the Twitch chat says you definitely don't buy a 4K TV just for gaming. At least not in general, unless you've got a $2,000 PC in your living room. Yeah, I mean, like, who knows if the PS4K is actually a thing or what kind of 4K it's going to put out, but unless you have, if you're a gamer and you buy a 4K TV, it's definitely not for gaming. Like, people don't have consoles in their living rooms. Computer towers in their living rooms, I don't think.
No. For me, like, as far as like TV, monitor, and all that kind of stuff, I tend to go to the monitor because I want that, low response time and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm into like shooters and all that kind of stuff, so that's where it's at for me.
Definitely. So yeah, the people in the U.S., you can get your Dark Souls on April 12th. If you're super humans like GKB and SheWolf, they already have it. They found that workaround, so that's why we threw it into the show tonight.
Well, you know what, Assassin, that might be good for you because you have a lot of Japanese yen lying around. You just need to go ahead and just...
Yeah, piles.
I don't know if it's still open, to be honest. I know somebody was trying to work on closing it. I don't know if it was the Japanese store, if it was... But somebody was trying to actually shut that down so it couldn't be done anymore.
Do it at your own risk, people.
Do it at your own risk. All right, one more thing, and then we're out of here. This will be 10 minutes max.
Let's do it.
New Xbox Ones can now be developer kits. Are people excited about this?
Oh,
doing
yes.
it. I'm doing it.
GKB can finally make his... I don't want to say what it was, because who knows,
kittens.
maybe... Yeah.
Zombie kittens. All right, so coming to an Xbox near you in the near future. Zombie kittens.
Hey, I support it. Can we do a giveaway on it?
Sure.
Well, he's got a graphic degree and everything, so
It's true.
There you go. So you can make all the sprites and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. I majored in computer animation and design, so.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, dev kits. That's super huge, man. Like, dev kits now, like, are running, developers like what, $1,500 and up these days, and Xbox comes out and says, hey, you can get off the shelf and build any kind of games you want.
And apps.
And apps for sure. Like,
yep.
I think that's the big thing right there is the apps. But I was making the point too, like, think about all the game design schools and stuff, like, some of the, the one I went to as well. Like, schools can now, hey, instead of, getting all this other stuff, let's get a bunch of Xbox Ones, put them in the classrooms, let kids develop for it. And they're coming out already knowing how to use the hardware. And I think that'd be huge for Microsoft. Like, you get the cream of the crop coming out of schools, man. Like,
why not take advantage of all these little people that want this gaming experience, and you can get them at low prices because, hey, they just want to make their game. You got like all these people who have like the biggest ambition going right now. So I think it's a smart thing that they did.
So it's like the indie marketplace all over again if you're 360 people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you know, at that point, there is a lot of indies that are actually could be amazing. Like, I don't know if anybody has seen this around Twitter, but there was one called The Last Pisces, I think it was. It was a gorgeous looking game from everything that they had, like the details and everything, but it couldn't make enough money to actually be released and stuff. So, but it's stuff like that. You have so many people who have all these great minds and they just don't have the money to buy these dev kits or anything else like that to show what they can do. And there's so much talent being wasted because of it. And Xbox doing this is giving those people that chance, and we could see a lot more great games come out because of it.
Or on the flip side, as Tim R says in the YouTube chat, it's good, but we'll get a ton more shittier games than we have been getting. So I mean,
Absolutely.
it's gonna
Good
go
with the
both
bad.
ways. Yeah, it's gonna go both ways for sure.
Good with the bad.
Lady Foxfire in the Twitch chat says, take my money, zombie kitties. So you have one buyer.
I gotta go copyright this now. Come on.
Yeah, right. Rock
Well,
and
that's
roll.
why I didn't want to say the name.
Right, exactly. Right. She was just protecting your IP, bro. She was protecting your IP. Rock and roll in the YouTube chat says, "Dear God 2."
Oh, my
So
gosh.
maybe that'll be reality.
Let's hope not.
Oh my God. Assassin, what do you think about this dev kit? You think you're gonna make a game or an app or anything like that, or what?
Told Clowns he needs to do this, but 4GwQPodcast app.
That'd be cool.
That'd
Yeah,
be
for
really
like
cool.
podcasts and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually work on it because it's all I think integrated to the UWP. So I just gotta look into it and get it done.
So is this gonna be like merged with a Windows 10 experience? Like if there was actually a 4Guys app, like could it be on both if you develop it for the
Possibly.
Xbox One?
Yeah, if you're using the UWP.
I don't
yeah,
see
for
why
sure.
not, especially when they also brought all, like, they're bringing it to the phones and stuff too. So
Yeah, essentially when you use the UWP environment, it pretty much scales to any device that you want to put it on. So yeah,
Right.
you can have it anywhere.
That UWP, baby.
you could become the internet.
Essentially, right? I mean, Skynet.
you're all
you can
over.
become Skynet.
Yeah.
The Universal Windows platform is making you the internet. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I think we're gonna, like Tim said in the YouTube chat, we're gonna see a lot of crap. But you know, people have been asking for this when they first announced that this is supposed to be a launch feature. People have been asking for this. A lot of, you know, as you guys said, you know, the smaller companies that don't have the resources to get these expensive dev kits, like now what they've been playing on is now their dev kit. So, and like you guys have a couple consoles, you know, and that's way less money than one dev kit to buy a few consoles for a bunch of people
Exactly.
in your dev team to test the stuff. So,
Yep. And I heard just to apply for like the dev, I guess, license is only $20. So
wow, that's cheap.
and that's really cheap.
So yeah, all Xbox Ones will be dev kits. Get out there, make your apps.
Do it.
Don't make zombie kitties though. That's been taken.
But now you have to be careful though. Like, look at that person who came out with an app that was supposed to be something like Minecraft, and he made like all this money from people, and it actually had nothing to do with Minecraft. It ended up being some big like.
Yeah, I guess you have to worry
Rip-off.
about like scammers and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so hopefully, like, I really, really hope that, and we were talking about this, the Real Game Media guys and I were talking about this before the show, that hopefully, you know, hopefully there's like a review process and stuff. I hope it's not like Android where you can just like throw your app up there and
Yeah,
it
exactly.
could be crap or like could like potentially steal your information or whatnot. I don't know how
I think-
open this is going to be, but
I think Microsoft's pretty smart, man, and I think they're going to protect a lot of that stuff. And worst case scenario is something small happens and then they patch it right away and take care of it. So
right. Hopefully, and it would be nice also if, you know, if the App Store or whatever they're gonna call it, the Xbox Store gets flooded with apps, then you have some sort of rating system so you know which ones are good and which ones are crap, so you can find like the good stuff. It doesn't get buried with all the new crap that comes out. You know.
you hear that, Microsoft? Get it done.
Get it done, boy.
Well, that's kind of like what GKB was telling me before with like videos and screenshots. They scan it to make, it's got to be approved before it actually gets posted to your feed. So I would assume they have some form of
algorithm or something to
Yeah.
Right. Tim says they need to hire him for all of these great ideas that he has. Sure, that's fine. Agreed. So yeah, other than that, I think we are done. Assassin, did I forget anything?
No.
There's a Final Fantasy 15 beta for all those, demo right now for all those people that care. I missed that. September 30th, the game comes out. Do people care about Final Fantasy anymore?
Never played it.
I don't know. That demo reminded me of like Kingdom Hearts. Like I was like, "Where's my Keyblade? What's going on here?"
Really?
Yeah. Like,
I
it
want a
was really interesting.
Keyblade. I want friggin' Kingdom Hearts 3, damn it.
Right?
They
When's that
promised
coming?
me that last year and they didn't bring it. They friggin' ignored it.
I'm sure it's coming.
It's coming. It's definitely coming. All right. Well, that is the end of our program then. Let me just remind everyone before we get out of here that in collaboration with our new partnership with RGM, Real Game Media, we are giving away Shadow Complex Remaster on Xbox One. So go over there, check out our Twitter, and retweet the tweet that is for the giveaway. I'll pin it, actually. We'll have it pinned if it isn't already. And just follow both of our accounts and retweet, and you're entered. So
Do it.
do it up. Do it up. GKB squad, thank you guys for coming on. Power couple.
Absolutely, man.
Really
I appreciate you guys having us on, man. It was a blast. I had a ton of fun.
Yeah, let us know. Let the people know where they can find you on YouTube and such.
Go ahead, SheWolf.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I just...
Jesus, let the people know where they can find you, SheWolf.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. The dog was, I don't know, he's going crazy about something outside, and it just kind of caught my attention. We have this Timberwolf German Shepherd, and he's the biggest baby, but when something catches his eye, he goes crazy for it. And it's just funny. But yeah, you can find me Twitter, Desert SheWolf. You can also find me on YouTube, Gamers Knows Best with GKB. So yeah. Oh,
Yep.
Also Xbox. You can find me with my gamer tag. That's on Twitter.
It's on Twitter and below her picture, also on the video. So
Yeah. I'm GKB. Find me on Gamers Knows Best on Twitter, Gamers Knows Best on YouTube. Gamer tags GKBX. Come jam out with us. I accept all, party invites and love talking to people and having a good time on Xbox.
all right, and for the rest of the crew, I shall say, sayonara. Episode 81 is done. Longest episode ever, I think, right, Assassin?
No, we've gone longer.
Oh, have we gone longer? Maybe. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. Please make sure you follow us and RGM and everyone that's been on the show today.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it. And with that, goodbye. Peace.
Take care of your fellow gamers.
Later.